deck to do the update of week 2 of The Artist's Way. This is the end of week 2. I am out here. It's breezy and I have to hold the phone up at an odd angle with nothing to lean my elbow on, so I don't know how I'm gonna do this because it's awkward. If I lean it on the books, then I can't get to the books. But I wanted a nicer environment than the inside of the house. And I had come out here before when the sun was shining, but as soon as I did, which happens 98.9% of the time, so does somebody from downstairs or somebody's, and they open up the garage, they start doing hammering, sneezing loud, all kinds of loud noise. And I motored through it for like 2 hours, and then my phone told me, you're out of battery, or out of space or something. So I packed it up to go in, and so did they. Now, this is coincidence. I'm not saying they're doing this on purpose, but it's wild. The 4 years I've lived here, it'll be 4 years on the 24th of May. I've been able to enjoy my deck, which is the highlight of my place, which I thought was my dream place when I saw it, but sheetrock does wonders to cover things up. But at this point, I'm just grateful I have a roof over my head. And this deck is just, I mean, it was when I came and saw it, I was like, a deck? Yeah, definitely. Because my dream had always been to have a place to come out at night and sky gaze. So I had immediately ordered myself one of those zero gravity chairs from Wayfair, and it was amazingly cheap. And well, because it was so cheap, every time I lay down on it, my whole body is stuck in like sciatica and all sorts of pain for the rest of the week. I don't know why. I've even tried to put like folded up comforter on it, but I don't know. So now I'm just in an old ratty folding chair that the seat is about to break through, and if it does, I'm going to fall through it, and there's not going to be anybody up here to help me pull me out of it. So let me hurry up. So I did all of the morning pages every day. I did the affirmations. No blurts came up. I'm thinking, the only kind of blurts that I get are, is this really working? Is this going to work? Is this just a waste of time? It's more like, I want to believe. And then I assure myself, things are shifting. We are feeling definite shifts, subtle and some not so subtle. And they're coming together, and they're going to amount to something. Okay, nothing is different now. It's only been 3 weeks. And 3 weeks is a long time, but 2 of those weeks I was going through a massive GI thing. So, in and out of the ER. So, give it a chance. I have to have faith. I have faith. I can feel the difference in me already. When I wake up, I go to bed earlier. I wake up earlier, and I actually get out of bed, wanting to get out of bed. I make my breakfast. I set it up. I set the laptop pad on my lap on the love seat. Put my morning pages notebook on there. And I want to show you it. I don't know how to do this. It's such a small table. It's like this little round table. I don't know how to do this, but yeah. All right. So, and I set myself up and I do my morning pages and my affirmations, and then any exercises I might squeeze in. But I don't mean that I squeeze them in and hurry through them. I've been trying to do everything very intentionally and immerse myself in it. So 2 days ago, I thought I was going to have to extend this week to another week as well. But it turned out that I did the exercises that I thought I didn't get to do. And I don't need to do all 10 of the end of chapter tasks. Julia says if you can do like 6 out of 10, you're way ahead of the game. But for some reason, I feel like I need to do them all. Or I want to. So, what happened was, the ones I thought that I missed, I actually inadvertently did when I looked them over this morning. And so 10 out of 10 tasks done. I did my artist date, and by the way, you'll see some of my videos where I'll mean to say the artist way, and I'll say the artist date. I don't know why I do that. So you're probably thinking, what is she talking about? But I mean to say artist way most of the time when I'm talking about the program, and not the specific artist date. But right now, I'm talking about the specific artist date. And what I did was I went to the community garden on Tuesday. It was a gorgeous day, and I sat on a bench. I sprawled out on it, and I had brought a little book, and I listened to the birds and the trees. I even recorded them. I just tried to like take nature in, you know. I was there for a good hour in the garden total. I pulled out the book, and as I did, a woman passed by and she's like, "What you reading?" So I showed her, and we got into a conversation, and for about 15-20 minutes we must have covered like 10 subjects. I have a feeling she and I can probably have great conversations. I hope I run into her again. I got her name, and coincidentally, it is my grandmother's name, but the French version instead of the Italian version. And I found that very very cool, because I had been talking to my grandmother, and so that's how I ended up doing one of my alternate lives, where in week 2 we were supposed to go back to our week 1 task, where we wrote down a list of alternate lives we would be living if we weren't doing what we're doing now. And since I'm not doing anything now but being sick, but I'm doing this. I wrote down like 26 things, right? And I have more stuff. But I picked a couple of things. One of them was storyteller again. And if you go and you look at my video, Storytime, that time that I woke up depressed and something. It is so, it's good. Maybe not so much the way I tell it. I'm going to get better because I saved myself a bunch of YouTube videos on storytelling because this is something I've always wanted to do. But I heard them. The story's good. It's amazing. I woke up that morning in a mood that was dark. I was darkly depressed. And I had no idea that that day I was going to cross off the number one thing on my bucket list. I had no idea that later that day I would be high in the sky. I'm not going to say anymore, but literally high in the sky. Yeah, they're out. They weren't out. They had gone inside when I went inside, and now they're out again. So I don't know, like, is it a coincidence or what? What is this? I don't know what to make of it. Because 98, and they talk so loud too that they interrupt my videos. Jesus Christ. It's really annoying. It's really annoying. Anyway, so I recommend watching that video because I think you'll enjoy it. And then I did I'm reading another book, which I don't want to mention the name of because I mean, it's one of those things where maybe I'll tell you at some point, but right now I just want to, it's not part of this whole thing. It is part of my journey to deprogram myself. Oh my God. I love the birds around here. There are so many different types of birds. The journey to deprogram myself. So one of the things on my alternate lives list is something strange, or that sounds strange, that is not something a lot of people would know what that is, and it's called a psychopomp. It sounds like psychopath, but it has absolutely nothing to do with that. In fact, I only found out the name of this a few years ago because my entire life I've been being drawn to books and stories, and I've been having like very specific dreams that don't feel like dreams. They feel like in between dreams kind of things, you know, like some other space in between dreams. Here we go again. There they are again. They open up the garage again. I hope that they are going out. I mean, it's just too much. It's unbelievable. The amount of coincidence is absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, so I came across this word, and when I read it, I'm like, oh my God, that's what I've been being drawn to forever, and fighting it because it sounds scary, and it's like, I don't want to do that, but then deep inside I do have a feeling like I do want to do that. Like, I feel like, just like I want to help people. I want to help people become free, you know? And I want to help them become free even when they're in spirit form, you know? Or to cross over safely. Not that I know how to do that, but it's something. It's like a calling. And so that's the word for it. That's the word. It's like the person who helps spirits and people who are dying to cross over the threshold. People, it's like someone who journeys back and forth through the worlds, you know. And so it's a part of, I was doing this as a part of this book that's like shadow work, right? Shadow work in terms of my own inner things that I'm not looking at, that I need to bring up to examine so that I can deal with them and free myself and free whoever else is being held because of it, you know, because we are all connected. And when we free ourselves of ties and programming and karma, believe it or not, it reverberates through our lineage. And it clears things back through your ancestral lines. I mean, I'm speaking as if this is a foregone truth, but it's just something that I've learned and I believe because it resonates with things I believe in. So that's all I can say. So I ended up doing that. I ended up doing it 3 times randomly as part of the book. So thus, I can cross off that exercise because that was on my list. I made my safety map where you make a circle and inside of it, you put all the people that you really trust and that you would share this, not your morning pages. You don't share your morning pages with anybody. I wouldn't even share my affirmations. I mean, I might. I'd share them with you all. But not the morning pages. That's your own, private. But things that I would share, like this is what, or I'm doing, whatever. This is what I'm working on. Someone I would show a project that I am partway through and feel safe. And also you put inside the circle all of the things that you want to protect in your life, like from being broached in terms of boundaries, like this work I'm doing here. I don't want anything to interrupt it. My hand is shaking because I have to hold it up. You know, finding my community, finding alternative ways of living, garden time, communing with nature, reconnecting with friends and people I want to reconnect with, my spiritual practices, finding my way, which will get me sustained and stable, and more. Continuing to nurture and build my YouTube channel and expanding to other things, my creativity, opening up to my sense of worthiness for abundance and good things, my walks and getting mobile and fit. I took 3 walks this week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So that's 3 more than usual. So I feel good. That's another thing on my list. One of the tasks this week was list something like 10 things you want to do in your life, and one of them was to get mobile, to get fit, to get exercise, because I've been so incredibly sedentary because of all the ailments and stuff, and recovering and all this. And just because, I don't know, it's just been like a tag team of health issues. So I've been too sedentary, and it's been really worrying me because I quit smoking back in 2009, and I was so proud of that. 16 years smoke-free. And then they're talking about being sedentary is worse than smoking a pack of cigarettes. And I'm like, come on now. I thought I was ahead of the game. Now you're going to throw this at me? But, I already knew that it's not good to sit on your ass all day. So I got to get moving. And I want to make that a part of my life. Hopefully, daily morning walks when the weather is good. Even just a 20-minute walk around the blocks, but the community garden is such a wonderful resource and close enough. And my fractured toe, it's 6 weeks now, so it's not healed yet, but I don't need to wear that big heavy boot anymore. I can just buddy tape it and wear my doofy Crocs and look like Urkel with my high water sweatpants, and I don't care. So yeah, it works, and they're comfortable to walk in. I walk slow. It's not like I'm doing brisk walking yet because I can't. I don't want to hurt the toe. It doesn't bend yet. What else? I did the life pie, where you have to do 6 slices and divide them into work, play, exercise, spirituality, friends, and then romance/adventure. And I'm so glad for that / because I have no inclination for romance right now. But adventure, yes I do. I do want to it's on my list of things I want to do. I want to connect with friends more. I've been too isolated. And so I'm going to start in small ways. I don't have anyone who lives close by. I have one friend I haven't reached out to in a long time. I should reach out to her. Maybe we can meet up and go have a croissant or something at the local bake shop. That's a trek and a half for me, but I have to go because I just found out yesterday during my grocery runs, which I was just feeling so grateful to have family that I get to go on grocery runs with, because I don't know what I would do if I didn't. I found out that was the last day because their situation is changing and it doesn't fit my situation because I can't buy bulk. So no more grocery runs for me, and I don't know what to do. Like, I'm gonna have to wait and see when whoever in the family is available to take me, and it's not gonna be on a weekly basis. So it's really hard out here not having a car. And like I said, it's nothing I can do on a bike because there's nowhere to put your bike. There's no bike racks, no bike. I heard something on the way. I was going into the cancer center to get my port flush today because you have to do that every 6 to 8 weeks. Something came on the radio about, it was already bad enough that this place is so bike aggressive. No bike lanes, Um, the drivers are just like really, really, they hate people on bikes. But something came on about more bicyclists they're being ticketed. They're starting to ticket more bicyclists for obstructing the road or some shit. And I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Like, how do I get around? I have no transportation. None. There's no bus that passes by here. So my only choice is to walk 40 minutes to my drugstore, 40 minutes to the grocery store. If I had to get to the food pantry, I don't know, maybe that's an hour walk. I don't know how I would get the stuff back, because they give you 3 shopping bags full of stuff, but I can't take all that stuff anyway, because it's mostly stuff I can't eat. But yeah, I don't know, but I'm trying to not dwell on getting worried, which is another great shift that I'm finding, besides like getting up and looking forward to my morning ritual with my breakfast, of the morning pages, the affirmations, what little exercises I do. And I was doing the rosary in the first week, the first week, which was 2 weeks long, but I dropped out in the last few days. I did it last night because I was feeling sick, and I was like, let me try to like get my mind off of this. And my stomach was feeling awful, and I'm doing it in an altered way, in a way that I can speak it, and I don't say certain prayers because I can't say them. I can't. I'm not saying those things because I feel they go against I just can't say them. I can say the things that I can say wholeheartedly, and I'm good with that. And it's like a beautiful meditation of the goddess, the mother goddess, creative, birthing creativity within all of us, and the holder of the creative space, the womb, that's the way I look at it. And I had changed up the basic principles and made a video on that. It was just a first draft, and it was an attempt to make the artist's way more amenable to people who are saying that they picked it up, they really wanted to do it, but they didn't like the language, because they're like, they hear God or divine creator and they're turned off. So I don't want them to miss out on the exercises for that, and neither does Julia Cameron, because she said, make this your own. Like, don't you worry about all that. Take the words and put your own words to it. It's the exercises that matter. It doesn't matter. Think of it as a cosmic electricity if you have to. But some people have had bad experiences or whatever, and it turns them off. So I don't know, in an attempt to help out with that, I changed them up, and they were clunky, they were long. I've since changed them 2 more times, made them leaner and easier to roll off the tongue. But someone downvoted my thing, the video. And I'm like, well, if you're gonna downvote, at least tell me why, so I can know if there's some way I can help you. Like, before you downvote, give me a chance. Like, even if you have to do it anonymously, talk to me. Is it just, I'll bet, I'm betting they didn't even watch it, because I specifically said in it, I had no problems with Julia Cameron's words. I can say God, I can say creator, divine spirit, whatever. Even though, like, I'm spiritual and not religious, like that. But I named it the basic principles for atheists, agnostics, and everybody. I guess I'm thinking all they saw is atheists and agnostics, and we're like, downvote, because that's what I'm imagining. I was trying to make it inclusive, because to me, inclusivity is important. We are all one. We don't all have to be the same. That's not what inclusivity is about. But make it so that people have a choice whether they want to participate or not. Don't make it so that they can't participate, right? I don't know, that's the way I feel, and I was trying to help. And I didn't say take my list and use it. I was like, this is what I did, this is what came out, it's a first draft, it's clunky, I'll fix it. And I have my own way of saying it, but this is for the people who find that the language turns them off. And go ahead, maybe use it as a starting point, maybe, and see what you can do with it. Hope it helps, that's all. Hope it helps. And I got downvoted by somebody. So if you're watching, person who downvoted me, if you didn't watch the video, watch the video. If you have something to say that can be constructively addressed, say it. I am open to criticism, as long as it's not something ridiculous and closed-minded and, doubling down on one way of looking at something, or someone faith, you know what I mean? Don't come at me telling me that this is the one true faith, blah, 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 blah. Because this ain't the place for that. This ain't the place for that, because I'm all about harmonizing everything. Everything has a running thread through it. So what else? What did I write for the update at the end? One of the 20 things I wanted to do more of, we had to make a list. 20 things you enjoy doing a lot, and the last time you did them, and what of those things, maybe one or two things, can you do in some small way this week? And don't think about it in large chunks, but like 15 minutes. So I had more deck lounging and stargazing. Well, I didn't get to stargaze. It was kind of chilly every night, and other nights it was cloudy and chilly. But I did get to deck lounge a few times. It wasn't ever in the way that I wanted to, because like I said, every time I'm out here, they come out. Like right now, she's out here eating. She brought her food out to eat outside. Like, why? Okay. Begin gentle movement. I did that. I walked 3 times. We were supposed to do, I already mentioned that. So the update, morning pages every day. What was my experience? I was surprisingly welcome. and therapeutic. It helped me articulate the now stuff in a space separate from doing the manifesting work. Like, for instance, the stuff that has me worried now and what's going on, because I have to be able to, I can't ignore that stuff. I have to look at it and accept that that is part of my now, but try to get some separation from it and look at it objectively, and know that it's a manifestation of what came before, right? But now we're working on bettering things. We're working on lifting ourselves out. So, while what I see around me is remnants of what I focused on a lot before, and again, I'm not the kind of person who says you're at fault for being sick and stuff like that, but what you focus on does end up expanding more in your life. So we do have a choice of where we want to put our focus. And I noticed it going through cancer, like the people who worked every day throughout their whole chemotherapy, who worked out, they fared so much better than those who don't. And mindset. The mindset is a lot. It's everything. So anyway, it's helped me articulate the 9 7 separate. Doing the manifesting work helped with observation, acceptance, and reframing and seeing. I have been surprised that I have been flowing and not been that I have been flowing and not been a barrage of negativity, but what? I have been surprised that they've been flowing and have not been a barrage of negativity. My words on the page, on the morning pages, they've been flowing and not been a barrage of negativity. But the thing I've been excited to talk about, progress, and logging my dreams. I've been excited to talk about all the progress I've made, what I did the day before, and then logging my dreams, talking about my dreams, which have been oddly disturbing. I think most likely my subconscious mind is bringing up stuff, like stuff is coming up. It's not conscious yet, it's coming up. That's why I'm not getting any blurs. I've worked on a lot of stuff, but I'm thinking it's gonna come up. I got two things came up this last week, and they were heavy. Like, one was around the death of my dad, and the other one was how I have done the very things that I have been judging others for in the past, in terms of expectations, right? So that slapped me in the face, and it was a wake-up call, and it helped me to see people differently, to remember Then, yes, I did the artist date, the community hour, a community garden an hour. And I've had long stretches of worry-free time during the week, even though everything is still a factor. All the things that are extremely worrisome, like I'm hanging off the cliff financially, living on a GoFundMe that has been dry except for a few people sending me a couple of dollars here and there, which has been so helpful because at least I've been able to go and get myself some dinner to stretch out for 3 nights. So, but I'm really hurting, like, oh my God. Going to address, leaving, oh yeah. Okay. And then, okay, finding myself getting better at least at recognizing when I'm spiraling into worry and at least trying to intercept it. Reminding myself of my ability to choose how I respond and of possibilities that I'm unaware of being okay with others, with what others think of me and not letting it be a factor so much in my moving forward, in really being committed to this work and doing things I never thought I'd be able to allow myself to do, like all these videos and shorts and all the extra work and the immersion in it and having more faith. One other thing I wanted to do is make a playlist, like a Beautiful Life playlist, and play it in the morning when I do my movements, which is my form of exercise. Like, it's sort of like a mix of stretching. I haven't done it in a while. Last time I did it was before I got diagnosed with cancer, and I was doing really good with it. It felt so good. But ever since all of that treatment, damn it, my body's not like moving like it was. And like I try and then like maybe I'll set something off and I'll be in pain for days, but I've got to do it really gently. But it's like a combination of slow stretches, yoga moves, and dancing. Usually I'll start with like warming up, like dancing around, warming up. And I don't mean like dancing around like crazy. I mean like letting the music move my body. You know, I like to let the music inform my body. So, yeah. Oh my God, 43 minutes, come on. Why can't I get a 16-minute video? How do I hear people talking on and on and on, and it's 16 minutes and my videos are like 35, 45 minutes?